bring the December 14th, 2015 public meeting of the Fayette County Area Planning Commission to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Apparently I'm going to have to.
Good plan.
Hey, Bill, would you take attendance, please?
Need just a moment. Didn't turn that off before now.
That's what I did. Turn it off.
Okay, all right. All right, well, let's see here. Heads up, so I'm not really, wasn't prepared for this, so give me just one moment, please. Okay. Okay. All right. Carl Hilton. Mr. Hilton? Absent. Mr. Flum?
Here.
Mr. O'Neill?
Here.
Mr. Sudoff?
Here.
Mr. Jennings?
Here.
Mrs. King?
Here.
Mr. Nobby? Mr. Nobby? Absent. Okay, and Mr. Waterman is absent. We have a quorum.
You forgot one.
Oh, Mr. Harrell. Mr. Harrell. Yes.
Here. Shall I go home? You go home.
No. We're going to need you for the next meeting. All right.
Okay, on our agenda tonight, the first is approval of minutes, and we do not have those, is that correct, Bill?
Apparently that is the case.
Okay, so we need a motion to table minutes until the January meeting.
Yes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor of tabling the minutes to the January meeting, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Okay. Who seconded that motion?
I did.
Okay. Leota. Second. Okay. Voice vote. Unanimous. 2 minutes. Until January. Okay. I will need to then check with Ms. Todd. And if necessary, I will need to then take care of the minutes. I was hoping to have a chance to speak with her to see if she's spoken with any of the 3 individuals that are possibly interested in the acting as the secretary. And so I was waiting to see, so I'm going to then, this week, contact the Trudy Bell, who's a veteran. Okay, we have Emily Richardson. She's a part-time employee in the circuit court, is that correct?
I'm not sure.
No, Superior Court, my mistake. Superior Court. And then Beverly Rude, who used to be the office person in the surveyor's office. She's over in community corrections. So the 3 of them, so I'll need to go ahead and speak with them and check with their experience on taking the minutes. And what I may do as to see their skills is I may go ahead and then ask them to say a simple set of minutes from a simple meeting to prepare the minutes, and then may perhaps use that then as the sort of the guide. Okay, all right.
So you good to go?
I hope so.
All right. Next on our agenda is a public hearing for petition number 13983. This is the petitioner, property owner, Stephen Spencer, agent for SBA Communications, for the address of 8053 West County Road 200 South. The zoning is an A2 classification. The petitioner is seeking a special exception for transmission and miscellaneous towers. And the hearing is open. So, Mr. Spencer?
Good evening, Commissioners.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for having me in tonight. It's a very simple project. There's an existing 200-foot, what they call an H-frame type tower. It is a guy wire type supported tower. And that tower has existed for a number of decades, actually. The building code for transmission towers has changed and become much more strict. That tower can no longer be touched. It fails under the current new engineering standards. We have a new carrier. T-Mobile would like to locate at that location. And so in order to accommodate them, we would like to remove the old tower, replace it with a 195-foot monopole, and then allow T-Mobile to locate there. It will substantially improve the service in the area for T-Mobile customers. It will also limit or reduce the footprint of the existing installation because no more guy wires will exist. It will simply be a single monopole and it will be 5 feet shorter than the existing tower. And the new tower is only a single vertical piece of the structure, whereas the old one had the two large lattice type structures that would extend up, and they were connected at the top where there are some existing microwave antennas. No new electrical service is proposed to be extended to the site. They probably will need to extend new fiber optics to accommodate T-Mobile's technology, but that's a very simple process. And that's pretty much the extent of the project. I believe you have elevations and site plans that illustrate what's proposed. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Spencer? Anything from the public? Any comments for or against? Okay. Thank you, sir. Any discussion among board members? Okay, at this time I'll entertain a motion for the special exception petition.
I'll make a motion to do a special exception.
It's favorable recommendation.
I'll second it.
Recommendation.
Favorable.
Yeah, favorable recommendation.
Yep.
I'll second it.
And Dick O'Neill is
O'Neill
second.
second.
Any further discussion? This is for a favorable recommendation for the special exception. Okay. Roll call.
Brian Jennings,
Yes.
Warren Sudoff,
Yes.
Mark Flum,
Yes.
Leota King,
Yes.
Ed Harrell,
Yes.
and Dick O'Neill.
Yes.
All in favor.
Okay. Unanimously, we are saying a favorable recommendation to the Board of Zoning Appeals. Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much.
Be immediately after this meeting.
Next on our agenda is a petition for a public hearing for petition number 14006 from Jeffrey and Hazel Banks. Is that correct? Okay. Address is 1723 East Little Bear Road. Classification is A2. The petition is for a home occupation. Mr. Banks?
Apologize for my voice tonight. A little under the weather. I'll try to keep it the best I can. I can tip my Elvis a little bit. It's just going to be a high performance and heavy duty type rebuilds for engines and transmissions for special clientele, whether you're a nostalgic car rebuilder, a racer, heavy duty off-road, on-road type situation. It's basically going to keep maintaining to that type of situations. I'm not an automotive shop, nor do I want to be an automotive repair shop. We have enough of those throughout the area, so just want to try to keep it in the, like I said, high performance and the nostalgic hobby type business for the people.
Okay, could you explain how you're going to operate, hours of operation, those type of things? And how you make the communications with your clients?
Most of the communication stuff is word of mouth, either by knowing me throughout the years. Don't really do a lot of advertising. I've raced, obviously, since the 1970s. First one type and another, so the business hours is going to be kept between 7 to 5. The only exceptions would be, let's say you work till 7 o'clock every evening, and you have to come out to pick something up, whether it be a transmission or a motor, whatever, on an after hour, on a special arrangement would be made to come there after hours to get something picked up.
Okay, but the mechanical work itself would be between that 7 to 5 period.
The mechanical work itself would be most of that. I would like to keep it between those hours, 7 to 5.
Yeah.
And all that basically is, it's kind of, as all, I'm sure most people know, is just, it's a little more complicated than your average mechanical type stuff, but as far as noise and stuff is concerned with that particular part of it, it's, you don't even know what's going on at the time because it's all done inside of a shop, and there's no special high performance tools or anything that's needed that's going to make an extreme noise or any kind of a distraction of that particular basis for that application.
And you're building the shop, you're getting the permit first and then building the shop, is that correct?
I have the attached shop there. We're building a new building, or in the process of trying to get into the building. Of course, this is one of the things where everybody, one of these days you're going to build this building,
Right.
and it just never gets done. Basically to store your own vehicles and have a place to work on your personal stuff and stuff like that, and it just makes it a lot easier once I get that done. It gives me a better place to perform that even.
Just for the board's information, is Mr. Banks spoke with me about, before this came up, he spoke previously about replacing his pole barn anyway. So this is something that was going to happen anyhow.
Most you're not a car repair place, so, and that's one of my main concerns. On those, they have a lot of car, parts sitting around, cars, pieces and parts. You won't have that. All your work is done inside, so.
Yes.
Are you basically this person would be bringing an engine to you and you would be rebuilding that particular engine? Or are you going to like manufacture engines like on yourself? I mean, like rebuild on yourself and you try to sell them, or you just basically repair
They
them?
will basically, you call me up and you have a 1957 Chevrolet,
Okay.
like you're having the motor rebuilt, you bring it to me. I do the rebuild, you come back and you pick it up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not gonna be, I'm not gonna have 15
Parts
parts in
laying
one place.
everywhere.
Like I said, I don't wanna get into that, I don't, that's not for
Okay.
me.
Well, what about hazardous materials?
There's
Storage
no type
of them?
Hazardous material too much that I know that isn't involved with your basic everyday household product. If there is any, such as used motor oil, something like that. We have people that pick that up, whether it be from your local recyclers or people that burn. You've probably heard of an old reburner they use for furnaces and stuff. We have a few people that do that. Safety Clean is a local company that comes around to a lot of different shops. And whether it be just your everyday hobbyist for a parts washer, or if it's a cleaner or whatever, there's nothing disposed of down in your drains or nothing like that. And they pretty much just provide you, if you want that set up, they leave a drum with you, and then when they come back, you just swap out and they take the old and give you a new.
Okay, and this is then for the various solvents that you would use.
Yeah.
Do your own machine work?
Any machine work that be done is going to be, other than very small stuff, drill press, stuff like that, would be done in town local, at a few of the shops, H&E, places like that, to do for like the valve bodies and stuff like that. I've engineered, designed my own valve bodies and stuff for some racing applications, for some transmissions. I will offer a resurfacing service that a lot of the local shops that's here now, it would probably be handy to have for them. As most of you know, if anybody owns a small car or truck or van of any kind, and once you take the head off of it, you basically have to have that resurfaced because it warps so bad. If you don't, then you've just wasted your money. Well, the only place just about left was CarQuest. They would still do it now. I don't think there's anybody locally that does that type of work. And so that's the only other type of machinery that I am looking at the moment, is just to do the resurfacing and the head type stuff, to where I don't have to drive all the way to Greensburg, and only be a high performance application. That way local automobile people that's working on Golfs, whoever that does that type of work, would have a place to bring it to get it done at a reasonable drive, and not have to go from the Cincinnati or Richmond or whatever.
So you may do some of that work for some of the local shops then, you're saying?
Yeah, I would like I said, I don't want to get into a lot of the regular, automotive type business, but that's a very, very handy thing that I think that any local automotive person would love to have available to them. I know I sure would.
Any other questions for Mr. Banks? Members of the board? Members of the public? Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Thanks, Pat.
Okay, any discussion from members of the board? Okay, at this time, I'll entertain a motion regarding the home occupation petition.
I'll make a motion to send a favorable recommendation.
Okay,
Second?
second. Okay. We have a motion for a favorable recommendation to be sent to the Board of Zoning Appeals and a second. Any further discussion? Okay. Did
Roll
you
call.
take roll call,
No.
please?
Brian Jennings,
Yes.
Warren Sudoff,
Yes.
Mark Flum,
Yes.
Leota King,
Yes.
Ed Harrell,
Yes.
Dick O'Neill.
Yes.
Okay, all in favor.
Okay. Favorable recommendation will be sent to the Board of Zoning Appeals immediately following this meeting. Okay, hearings are closed. Next on our agenda is the discussion of the APC 2016 priorities.
Okay, as I mentioned 2 meetings ago, I think there's 2 things really, I think, as far as priorities, is that number 1 is there was this last year, there was a Supreme Court case called Reed versus Gilbert. And it had to do with temporary signs. They were treated differently. So it's placing it wasn't what's referred as content neutral. And I think probably the first thing I really need to do is review the sign regulations, and also with Mr. Baker's assistance to go through those and look to make sure that we aren't potentially in violation, number one, as far as the portable signs go, and then maybe re-review one more time also the rest of it for the neutral language. And I think another thing that we might want to do is there are a couple of provisions that were in there when we last worked on the sign regulations that have never been used. So there's probably a couple sections that can be excised from it. And there might be other things that can actually be stand to be simplified, within the sign regulations. And I don't see the possibility we want to avoid anything that's really real substantive changes. But primarily is if we do have some issues with lack of neutral language, we want to take care of that. And then if there's anything else that's just really taking up space in the sign regulations, get rid of those. And that had to do with primarily the master signage plans, and there's a voluntary sign, program like that. So that hasn't been used. We have other things that ensure that there's only going to be, say, like the shopping center, the centers, there's only going to be one set of signs. So, for the entire shopping center and all the other businesses. So I think that's already in place, and we probably don't need that section. The other one is I've talked with Mr. Burgess quite a bit over the years about with these home occupation rules, and in particular that, of course, reflecting some of the realities now with as far as home-based businesses, offices, the internet businesses, and as the gradual expansion of into other, say, accessory structures that sort of expanded. And I think it's probably relate to some of these concerns Mr. Burgess has made with me. And as far as some particular uses, such as differentiating between what might be appropriate, say, in a more generalized location, it's a residential area, and one that really absolutely would not be appropriate. For example, is this evening's home occupation petition is something like that. I would have a lot of issues with that to be in a city dense neighborhood setting or one of the subdivisions, something like that. But when it's a little more rural, larger properties, some things might be appropriate there, and it might not be in another setting. It might not be appropriate. And Kenny, do you have any other comments that you've related to that you had in the past with the home occupation?
Just like maybe some internet companies, people doing business at home
Yeah.
shouldn't have to even get a home occupation. It's so obscure that,
Yeah. Yeah, because one of the things we've talked about in the past is that if there's no real sign that anybody's there, you're not going to have retail visitors in. Or it might be if you have somebody as, say, for example, say Mark, you or Tim or someone like that was working from home, but you weren't advertising, and you aren't going to have a lot of visitors. So really you'd be doing working most of your designing, your drafting at home. And something like that, those things like that really have no effect, no impact, negative, or almost no nuisance potential, just let people be. And once they say, but if someone wants to say, let's start putting a sign out, then you have a need for home occupation. It's just like we've had different people that are, for example, we have certain people we all know they have basically home-based businesses, offices, and that they need to be able to do those, and it's not being under under the running, down below, something like that. So people are doing things, the idea is that people who are doing things that really aren't causing a problem, make what they're doing legal. Yeah. So, and if there's anything any other board members are think might be an issue or something that they'd like to see my time put into this next year. So if there's anything else. Okay. So if that's okay, then I would then like to go ahead and then put that together then for the annual plan and the annual report then for the January meeting.
Fine.
Oh, and Brenda, do you have any copies of minutes?
I do have copies of the last minute meeting. I still owe you guys for, I think it was the August 16th special meeting that we had for the windmill, and I still owe you for the September 14th meeting. I will have those finished by the end of the year. I've been working 60 hours a week training at Jungle Gym, so I just came from there tonight. I just have had no time. So we've had events like every day.
Okay.
So I do have copies of the last
Yeah.
meeting.
And have any of the three ladies who have contacted me, have any of them contacted you?
One lady contacted me via email, and I kind of went over a little bit about the job on
That was Emily Richardson?
I think that was, yeah. And haven't heard back from her, so I don't know if
Okay.
you've heard from any of them or not.
No.
I can come to January's meeting if you want me to.
Yeah. Well, I think that would be good, at least with the minutes to begin with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I apologize. I've just been strung out the last couple of weeks. So, but I do have last meeting's minutes if you want me to pass them out, or do you want me to wait till next time?
Oh, no. Let's go ahead and take care of it. If we have some minutes
Okay.
already, let's take care of those, please.
What does that do about tabling these, since we've tabled those?
Well,
until
Mr. Baker?
next?
Can we untable?
Sure.
Okay. Can we-
You want action for that?
Yes, which month is this?
This is not last month, or yeah,
Okay.
November.
Okay, it's untabled the November 9th meeting.
Yeah, but move to
There you go.
untable the November 19th meeting.
9th.
Minutes.
Minutes. There you go.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to untable the November 9th minutes.
Sorry, guys.
All in favor of untabling the November 9th, 2015 minutes, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same.
Aye.
All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
5 to 1.
Okay. With these untabled, I would entertain a motion to accept minutes for November 9th, 2015.
Correction.
Okay.
I don't think Warren, you were here.
I wasn't here.
Warren wasn't.
Okay, I'll change that.
Missed that. I would move to accept the minutes as amended. Second.
Okay, all in favor of, or any other discussion with this? All in favor of accepting the November 9th, 2015 minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, minutes are approved. Okay, Bill Director's Report.
This covers September, October, November. And
Move that we accept the report.
and you'll notice it has all the meetings for next year on it. And so this will just be deleted month by month.
Okay,
I'll second it.
we have a motion and a second to accept the Director's Report. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of accepting the director's report, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Okay, and the APC appointment that was, for the citizens appointment, was Mr. Hilton. And Mr. Gordon, Mayor-elect Gordon has asked Mr. Hilton, and Mr. Hilton has graciously accepted continuing on as a member of the Area Plan Commission. And it's the same thing with Bill Crawford on the zoning board. And so let's see, then with that, it's the other appointments will be, I guess, Mr. Jennings, the school board. But Mr. Jennings is back, and then there will be the city council, whether or not they will reappoint Mr. Nobby. And then also the Mr. Sudoff, who I think we can anticipate will be back next year.
It's up to commissioners.
You were the extension educator, one or the other.
You-
And Sheila's a New Palestine.
With that, adjournment is our last item.
So moved.
Hey, Bill, somebody from the APC to the BZA, is that?
Oh, that's also an annual appointment. Right now it's Mr. Harrell.
Oh.
Yeah. Unless, of course, Kenny, you don't want Ed to serve with you on the BZA.
All right.
Okay. You could go, Ed.
We have a motion to adjourn. We have a
Second.
We have a second. All in favor of adjournment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
Bringing the December meeting of the BZA to order. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Start with roll call.
Okay, we have Ed Harrell,
Here.
Bill Crawford,
Here.
Jason Waterman, Kenny Burgess.
Here.
Carrie Steele. Here. All here except Jason Waterman.
Next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. We heard a little bit about that during APC, but
Yes, I still owe, I've taken a new job, and so I'm working 60 hours a week right now, and so I still owe minutes for August the 6th, the special meeting, and September the 14th, the regular meeting. You guys do have minutes, though, from the last meeting, which was November the 9th, that you could approve tonight. The other ones I'll have before the January meeting that you have, and then that'll be my last meeting that I'll be doing.
okay. Do I hear a motion about the November 9th?
I move that we approve the minutes for November 9th.
Second.
All those in favor of approving the minutes from November 9th, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Minutes are approved from the November 9th meeting. We'll go on to the first public hearing, petition number 13983, excuse me, for SBA Communications for the transmission towers, the miscellaneous towers. We did receive a unanimous favorable recommendation from the Area Plan Commission a few minutes ago. Go ahead and open the public hearing. If you have anything, we can.
I think we
We were all here,
I think
so.
everyone was here. If you
Oh,
have any
with
further
Bill, did you
questions, I'll
catch
be
it?
happy
Yeah, I was
to.
here.
Okay.
I see no downside to this at all, and it should benefit everybody, so.
It will also decrease its visual impact. It's a smaller structure, even though we're gonna improve service.
Okay. Any other discussion or questions?
Good.
I don't see anybody else that has anything to say in the audience, so do I hear a motion?
I make a motion we approve the special exception.
Second?
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve the special exception. Roll call.
Okay. I'm gonna do Ed Harrell,
Yes.
Bill Crawford,
Yes.
Kenny Burgess.
Yes.
Carrie Steele.
Yes.
All in favor?
Okay, motion passed unanimously. You have your special exception.
Thank you so much.
You don't need any other paperwork or anything for that, do you?
No, just be when it comes time for the project with the permits and so
Okay, all
on.
right.
Very good. I'll be in touch tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is petition 14006, Jeff, and I think it's Carmen, right? Thanks. For their home occupation on Little Bear Road. Again, I think we were all here for that, especially with your not feeling so well this evening. I don't know if anybody has any discussion or questions for Mr. Banks or...
Just in connection with the staff recommendation, I just mentioned again that there would be no outdoor storage of vehicles planned. And no automotive parts, trash, or whatever will be stored around there. You have the provisions in place for any kind of hazardous materials to take care of that. It's all part of it. So based on that, I would move that we approve this.
I'd like to maybe have something in there that stipulates that there won't be any vehicles, just to have it in writing.
You can make that as part of the commitment. You can modify the motion and that'll be, make that within the actual motion. You can't amend the motion.
It's your motion.
You can,
But, well, it hasn't been seconded yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I'd like to amend it to specify that there will be no more than their personal vehicles and customer vehicles out on the property at one time, not stored. I don't know how you want to word that.
And parts too, right?
Yeah, I think maybe a timeline about how long, right? Rather than just stored, that's all.
Right. Let's say, how long do you think like your average customer is going to have things on the property?
Well, they aren't going to,
no vehicles.
well, your customer's equipment isn't going to be
Unless
outside
somebody
anyway.
Bring a trailer up, you know, and have a trailer there for a few days or something, but as far as, I'm not gonna be pulling, motors in and out of personal vehicles, that's not my line of work.
They deliver the motors and
Most
they
of them
deliver the
will-
transmissions.
Yeah, most things will be delivered to me personally, it's not gonna be like a regular automotive type where, you know, if your transmission goes out of your van, you bring your van in, and, you know, there's other people around that does that type of work.
It just worries me because I see other businesses start out like that. It's all going to be in the building, and then the next thing you know, it's clutter, clutter, clutter all over the building and all over the grounds, and then the other property owners in the area have to sit there and look at that every day. And then it's real hard for us as a county to get that to go away if we don't specify this.
You know,
in
I
this.
can walk 1,000 feet from my house and give you a prime example of that.
I saw it tonight.
Yes, and, well, which is why specifically as we're speaking is with Dave Jones over there on Springersville Road.
Right.
Because you go by there, you wouldn't realize he's doing car repair.
I mean, I'm sure that you'd never go over my house and never know that there was a transmission or anything like that was ever going on there to begin with.
What about 30 days?
Okay, let's say no
Parts or unowned
Well,
vehicles that aren't owned by the...
right, for more than 30 days. Outside. I mean, is that fair?
Yeah, it's not gonna affect me anyway.
Okay.
I know what you're saying, yeah,
It happens.
It is an eyesore when you go by places and there's vehicles, been tons of vehicles, been sitting there forever and ever and ever and ever. And,
Yeah.
and
Well, would you maybe then want to say limitation on, okay, number one. Since they've already stated that, they are not going to have auto bodies on the premises. No auto bodies on the premises. They already stated that all the automotive equipment and the trash and the garbage, everything else will be stored inside. So you just,
I'm not comfortable with that. I don't know that it...
How about we say no non-property owned vehicles stored for more than 30 days?
okay,
Is that fair?
and automotive parts and so on inside.
Just
Just don't make it nice.
Just for your sake, cause I know you take care of your property, I saw it tonight. But I know how things happen,
Right now.
yeah.
Okay. So it's, can you clarify the motion for us so we know? Do you know what we are voting on?
Yeah. Ed made a motion, Bill seconded the motion. No more than personal vehicles and customer vehicles on the lot at the same time for more than 30 days, and no equipment stored outside at all.
Strike the part of personal vehicles.
Oh, no more than, okay.
Yeah, the 30 days,
It
just
should
the
be
others.
no customer vehicles stored outside for more than 30 days.
Okay, got it.
And you realize we've got burnt on this before by leaving it open, so nothing personal.
Trust me, as me and Bill's talked before, we got prime examples.
And the good thing about a home occupation is it can be revoked.
Exactly, failure to
future,
comply. Yeah.
And that's why I want that in there. If
Yeah.
it became a problem, we'd have a way out.
That's the, I've used the comment in the past, is when it comes to home occupation, since it's a temporary use, the BZA giveth and the BZA taketh away.
Well, I'm kind of, I'd rather have it to where when you go by, if you wasn't aware that I do that, you wouldn't even know it.
Yeah.
Once I get the property.
Well, in any case also is the way it's also set on your property also, is, unless you stop, get out of your car and stand, well, if somebody's short as me, stop on the road, I'd have to stand on the hood of my car to be able to see your garage.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion
Mm-hmm.
and a second. I think we're ready to vote. Any other
Okay.
further discussion before we start? Okay, I think we're ready to vote.
All right, so Ed Carroll,
Yes.
Bill Crawford,
Yes.
then we have Kenny Burgess,
Yes.
and then Carrie Steele.
Yes.
So all in favor.
Great.
Actually, it's already in our book, I think, that nobody is allowed to store stuff like that outside. Right now, without coming in here, so it's kind of redundant, but
Yeah.
but it's in there, that's good.
All right.
Is there even a law that if it's not licensed, it can't even sit in the street for so many
Yes.
days and stuff like that?
Yeah, but then you gotta get them to enforce it.
Exactly.
And you need money.
All right, so now we're on to the director's report.
I moved to
Yes?
approve the director's report.
Do we have a need for a correction on this one?
Did it say that on this one too?
Well, I'd hope it wouldn't
Yeah,
have
'cause
a
you're
Warren's
on here,
name on
too.
it.
You have Eddie's
We can get it.
name on that.
You can. That's fine.
Bill, I'll be getting with you.
Yeah.
What are we talking
I
about?
didn't know that there was an error.
The other one, you weren't
You're
here.
talking about the minutes.
Oh, those are minutes.
Minutes.
I'm sorry.
Those have already been approved.
I'm sorry.
That's what I was wondering.
I'm delirious.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Okay, so
It's been a long year.
do I hear a motion about the director's report? I heard one, right?
Kenny made a motion.
Anybody second?
Second.
All those in favor of approving the director's report, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Passed. Last thing on the, do I hear a motion for adjournment?
Motion carried.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.